Good morning. Welcome back to the channel Awesome Learning. We will be continuing the topic aerobic respiration. We have finished glycolysis. We curb cycle. We did curb cycle also. And now we are going to start the electron transport system or the ETS. Now, electron transport system also called and the next process is oxidative phosphorylation. We'll be doing this. So as you see, electron transport system or ETS is the metabolic pathway which is present in the inner mitochondrial membrane, that is the inner membrane of the mitochondria, through which electrons will pass from one carrier to another. Now as you see here in the diagram, this blue light blue, sky blue color is the inner membrane. Okay, and the electrons will be passed on from the outside to the inside. That is, this area is the matrix that is inside of the mitochondria, and this is the inner membrane. So electrons will be passed on from one carrier to another. So this type of system is called electron transport system. This is to release and utilize energy stored. So the energy which is stored in the NADH plus H plus and FADH2. So we just want to release out energy, okay, from TCA cycle. We have made these two things in the TCA cycle. If you remember this was the product we were getting, NADH and FADH2. So these were the products from the TCA cycle. So we just want to explore these products, break down and take out energy. The electrons are passed on to oxygen to form H2O. So as you know, gaining of electrons is reduction. GER, we always write like this. GER, gaining of electron is reduction. So when electrons are passed on to oxygen, so it will get reduced to form hydrogen, water. So addition of hydrogen or addition of you can say addition of hydrogen and addition of electrons actually are the process of reduction, and the oxygen gets reduced into water molecule. So as you see here children, electrons from NADH are oxidized by NADH dehydroxygenase. This is the enzyme. Okay, so electrons are hydrolyzed. This is the first enzyme that is used in the TCS. Electrons are then transferred. So these electrons, you can see this is the electron. These electrons are then transferred to ubiquinone here, as you see. And again, I told you gaining of electron, that means gaining of hydrogen, that is reduction. Okay, so you see ubiquinone located, which is already in the membrane. Ubiquinone is located in the membrane. So this electron adds up to UQ and it gets converted into UQH. That is reduction takes place. So ubiquinone also receives reducing equivalence via FADH, that is second complex. Okay, and this is generated during the oxidation of succinate in the citric acid cycle. So FADH also, ubiquinone is also receiving reducing equivalence from FADH2. Okay, so ubiquinone is receiving electrons from NADH. You see, this is NADH. So electrons are being received from NADH and electrons are also received from FADH2. So this ubiquinone is getting reduced, and see here, the reduced ubiquinone, that is ubiquinol or QH2 here, okay, is then oxidized with the transfer of electrons to cytochrome C. Now the electrons from here, the electrons will be transferred to cytochrome. You see, from cytochrome C, all the steps are going on. So the electrons are transferred from ubiquinone H to cytochrome C. Through many complex steps, it will reach to cytochrome via, you see, via cytochrome BC1. Okay, the complex, that is complex 3. This is complex 3. So through this electron will move on through these many steps and will reach cytochrome C. Cytochrome C is a small protein attached to the outer. You see, it's not within the membrane. It is on the outer surface of the inner membrane here. outer surface of the inner membrane. It acts as a mobile carrier of electrons between third complex and fourth complex. So this is our third complex. So, and this is our fourth complex. So cytochrome C is just a carrier which is placed outside the inner membrane, and it will help to transfer the electrons from third complex to the fourth complex. Now complex 4 here you see refers to cytochrome C oxidase, okay, complex containing cytochrome A and A3. There are many steps here, and two copper centers are also present here, okay, in cytochrome in complex 4. So two copper centers are also present here. This is complex 4, cytochrome C oxidase, okay, and you see here copper ions. If you see here, this is one, and the other one I can show you is here. So two copper centers are present here. Now children, electron transport system and oxidative phosphorylation again here, when the electrons pass on from one carrier to another via complex 1 to 4. Now these are the various complexes. This is complex 1, then 2, 3, 4. So when electrons are passing on from one complex to second, and then to third, and then to fourth, you see they are coupled to ATP synthetase, that is complex 5, for the ATP production. So the electrons are coupled, the electrons are attached, or they are coupled to ATP here, ATP synthase, that is the fifth complex here. See, these are the various complexes. So now the electron has reached the fourth complex. Now from the fourth complex, this electron will get coupled to ATP synthase, where the ATP production will take place. Now number of ATP molecules produced depends on the nature of the electron donor, that who is donating the electron. If the electron donor is NADH, so if it is one NADH, then we get 3 ATPs. But if the electron donor is FADH2, then we get 2 ATPs. So it depends how many ATPs will be formed. It depends upon the type of the electron donor. So these are the various enzymes that are used here. In complex 1, NADH dehydrogenase, in complex 2, FADH2, complex 3 it is cytochrome BC1, then cytochrome C oxidase, and the end one, complex 5, it is ATP synthase. So all these are the steps or various steps of that are used. So overall transport, ETS transport, they have shown here. If you can see here, this is the NADH plus H plus, so it moves on to complex 1. Then from here the electron moves to Q, ubiquinone, complex 2. We will be getting FADH. If FADH is the donor, then we will be getting FADH from succinate. Okay, then from complex 2 it moves on to 3, and then from 3 it moves on to complex 4, right? So in aerobic respiration, the role of oxygen is limited to the terminal stage, yet oxygen is vital since it derives the whole process by removing hydrogen from the system. Oxygen acts as a final hydrogen acceptor. So why? Because where oxygen accepts hydrogen to form what? Water. Oxygen will accept hydrogen to form water. So it is the final hydrogen acceptor. In respiration, energy of oxidation reduction is utilized for phosphorylation. So the process is also called oxidative phosphorylation. Oxidative phosphorylation is different from photophosphorylation. Photo means light. Here the energy is utilized. Light energy is utilized for production of proton gradient जो हम पढ़ चुके हैं photosynthesis में. And oxidative phosphorylation is just the energy produced by oxidation and reduction. Okay, so the energy released during ETS is utilized to synthesize ATP by ATP synthesis. As you see here, ATP synthase has two major components, F1 and FO, which are the integral components. We have studied about this in the chapter photosynthesis also. You know everything about this. How does it works out? I'll be just continuing this topic in the next video.